his fullback, Hamiso Tabuai Fido, in his milestone game. Coops, this is the Maccas I'm loving at the moment.
I think Macca's loving it. I think we're all loving it when the Hammer gets down and dirty and does this. In game 100, one of the poster boys of the Dolphins. Big milestone for him, the club and his family. He scores 4 tries. He's never done that before. And he was the everywhere man tonight. Terrific performance from Hamiso Tabuai Fido in a milestone game for the club.
Beautifully executed there from Hammer. A little bit of Hammer time. Hopefully he'll get across who MC Hammer is in the next couple of days. This is the back page of the Sunday Mail. Hammer time. 4-try hero Hamiso Tabuai Fido turns up the heat on Reece Walsh in Origin fullback battle. Because just when we thought that the fait accompli was going to be Reece Walsh playing number 1 for the Queensland Maroons in Game 3, because he had one heck of a day out to kick off our Super Saturday for the Broncos, they rewarded 44,000 fans who poured into Suncorp Stadium with a 14-point win over the Warriors. But then along came Hammer and said, "Hey, Billy, don't forget about me." Here is his coach, Michael Maguire.
Oh, look, I think Reece is ready. You know, I've said that through the week. You know, it's whether or not they decide to go that way. You know, I actually think Reece's footy's getting better. You know, and I know we're sort of, well, he was spoken about early in the season about, you know, where he was at when he first came into rounds 1 to 5, and I think defensively Reece really grew through that period. Unfortunately, he had a break, and he's come back now, and he's working really hard with Reno. And the spine there with Ezra being back, and you know, we haven't really had that spine you know, up until the last few weeks, so it's nice to have them together.
Madge, Ben Hunt says he's hopefully ready to go next week. Can you talk us through how you navigate getting him back into the 17?
He's sort of managing that today. He had a fairly decent run, so I'm looking forward to having him being able to be selected. I guess, you know, I'll keep those things pretty close to myself. I don't know about how I'll go about that, because I've got 2 players in Billy, Pakesy and the halves. They're all playing good footy, so I'll talk to my senior players and we'll manage that over the next little period. But, you know, for Hunty, he's just got to get himself right. I mean, it's sort of probably gone a little bit longer than we expected, just with what he's had to deal with. So, you know, he's not 100% this week. It'd be nice to have him available, so we're working really hard towards that, and when that comes about, then I'll make some decisions.
Michael Maguire there. Ben Hunt very close to making his return. The Broncos have the Bulldogs next week. It has been the equation ever since they signed him. Mal, where would you play Ben Hunt if he is fit and ready to go?
I'd be 14 initially, I would think, you know, coming back for his first game, but I think Ezra Mann, he's doing enough now to stay at 6, and Adam Reynolds at 7, so you'd probably think 9. But, you know, Ben off the bench, you know, for the next couple of weeks would be good.
He almost gave it away then. He said Billy and Pakesy first. Oh, and then the halves as well.
Yeah, then the halves as well.
I think he's coming through the number 9.
Absolutely.
Good point.
Returning to the fullback discussion and what Queensland will do heading into Game 3. Of course, State of Origin selections will be made in the next 24 hours. Kalyn Ponga officially confirmed out of the Origin series. They said it was a Lisfranc injury. It's on a different foot to the Lisfranc that he did last year, that he missed 10 games for. So unfortunately he picked up that injury in the Knights game last night in their loss against the Raiders. But devastating news for Kalyn, for Queensland, and of course for Newcastle. But gun to your head, who's number 1, Mel, for Game 3, Reece or Hammer?
Oh, I don't think they'll change the back line, to be honest with you, and just you know, 1 for 1 really. They'll probably put Reece at 1. I just feel that Hammer, they put Hammer on the right side with young Tyre, and they had Dearden and Ruben Cotter on the right, so that's where they got a little bit exposed in the second game. So I think they'll stick those combos and put Reece at fullback and keep Hammer on the right wing.
If Ponga was still fit, I would have seriously considered having Reece Walsh and Ponga in the Origin 3 team. That's what I would have thought. But Reece Walsh will play fullback, Hammer will stay on the wing. And Billy has such a huge opinion of Reece, so great to have him back in the Origin frame.